New James Webb Space Telescope 9 insane images from outer space. NASA has released mind-blowing images from its James Webb Space Telescope, which gaze back into the dawn of the universe, described as the deepest and most detailed images of space ever seen by humanity. The photos show galaxy clusters, nebulae, and stars from billions of years ago. Before we get into the video, do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. Number 1. Carina Nebula. The nebula was within its boundaries the large Carina OB1 association and several related open clusters, including numerous O-type stars and several Wolf-Rayet stars. Carina OB1 encompasses the star clusters Trumpler 14 and Trumpler 16. Trumpler 14 is one of the youngest known star clusters at 500,000 years old. Trumpler 16 is the home of WR25, currently the most luminous star known in our Milky Way galaxy, together with the less luminous but more massive and famous ETA Carinae star system and the O2 supergiant HD 93129A. Trumpler 15, Calendar 228, Calendar 232, NGC 3324, and NGC 3293 are also considered members of the association. NGC 3293 is the oldest and farthest from Trumpler 14, indicating sequential and ongoing star formation. The nebula is one of the largest diffuse nebulae in our skies, although it is 4 times as large as and even brighter than the famous Orion Nebula. The Carina Nebula is much less well known due to its location in the southern sky. It was discovered by Nicolas Louis de Lacaille in 1752 from the Cape of Good Hope. The Carina Nebula was selected as one of the 5 cosmic objects observed by the James Webb Space Telescope as part of the release of its first official science images. A detailed image was made of a never-before-seen view of an early star-forming region of NGC 3324 known as the Cosmic Cliffs. Number 2. Webb's first deep field. The image shows the galaxy cluster SMACS 0723 as it appeared 4.6 billion years ago, covering an area of sky with an angular size approximately equal to a grain of sand held at arm's length. Many of the objects in the image have undergone notable redshifts due to the expansion of space over the extreme distance traveled by the light radiating from them. The combined mass of the galaxy cluster acts as a gravitational lens, magnifying and distorting the images of much more distant galaxies behind it. Webb's NIR cam brought the distant galaxies into sharp focus, revealing tiny, faint structures that had never been seen before, including star clusters and diffuse features. The 6 bright and 2 fainter spikes around the point sources of light in the photo are an artifact created by the physical limitations of the telescope. The 6 bright spikes are a result of diffraction from the mirror's edges. The mirror is composed of 18 individual units, each having the shape of a regular hexagon. The hexagonal rim of the units that make up the telescope's large mirror gives rise to the 6 spikes. Telescopes with circular mirrors lenses don't have such spikes. Instead of spikes, diffraction from circular rims creates a pattern of concentric rings called airy disks. The 2 additional spikes are a result of diffraction from the struts holding the telescope's secondary mirror in front of the main mirror. As shown in the figure on the right, diffraction from the 3 struts creates 6 spikes, but 4 of these are designed to co-align with the spikes created from the diffraction caused by the rim. This leaves the 2 faint horizontal spikes visible in the photo. Number 3. Stephan's Quintet. This image reveals never-before-seen details of Stephan's Quintet, a visual grouping of 5 galaxies which form the most compact group ever discovered. It was first spotted by Edward M. Stephan in 1877, who it is named after. The group is the most studied of all the compact galaxy groups. The brightest member of the visual grouping and the only non-member of the true group is NGC 7320, which has extensive H2 regions identified as red blobs. There, active star formation is occurring. Number 4. Nebula. Most nebulae are of vast size, some are hundreds of light years in diameter. A nebula that is visible to the human eye from Earth would appear larger, but no brighter from close by. The Orion Nebula, the brightest nebula in the sky and occupying an area twice the angular diameter of the full moon, can be viewed with the naked eye but was missed by early astronomers. Although denser than the space surrounding them, most nebulae are far less dense than any vacuum created on Earth. A nebular cloud the size of the Earth would have a total mass of only a few kilograms. Earth's air has a density of approximately 1,019 molecules per cubic centimeter. By contrast, the densest nebula can have densities of up to 10,000 molecules per cubic centimeters. Many nebulae are visible due to fluorescence caused by embedded hot stars, while others are so diffuse that they can be detected only with long exposures and special filters. Some nebulae are variably illuminated by T-Tauri variable stars. Originally, the term nebula was used to describe any diffuse astronomical object, including galaxies beyond the Milky Way. The Andromeda Galaxy, for instance, was once referred to as the Andromeda Nebula, and spiral galaxies in general as spiral nebula. Before the true nature of galaxies was confirmed in the early 20th century by Vesto Slipher, Edwin Hubble, and others. Edwin Hubble discovered the most nebulae are associated with stars and illuminated by starlight. He also helped categorize nebulae based on the type of light spectra they produced. Number 5. The birth of stars. This image all shows the edge of a nearby young star-forming region called NGC 3324 in the Carina Nebula. It reveals for the first time previously invisible areas of star birth. Number 6. Bright star. Sirius, also known as the dog star or Sirius A, is the brightest star in Earth's night sky. The name means glowing in Greek, a fitting description as only a few planets, the full moon, and the International Space Station outshine the star. Because Sirius is so bright, it was well known to the ancients, but the discovery of a companion star Sirius B in 1862 surprised astronomers. The star that you can see with the naked eye is called Sirius A, or sometimes just Sirius. Sirius B is 10,000 times dimmer than Sirius, according to NASA. It's so dim and therefore so difficult to see from Earth that astronomers couldn't estimate its mass until 2005, thanks to data from the Hubble Space Telescope. Number 7. Stephan's Quintet. Another look at Stephan's Quintet captured by the James Webb Space Telescope. This image shows in rare detail how interacting galaxies trigger star formation in each other and how gas in galaxies is being disturbed. It also shows outflows driven by a black hole in Stephan's Quintet in a level of detail never before seen. Number 8. Piccadilly Square. NASA broadcast the first images of the James Webb Space Telescope, the world's most advanced space telescope, on the Piccadilly Lights screen in London. Number 9. Times Square. Brightly lit at all hours by numerous billboards and advertisements, as well as businesses offering 24/7 services. Times Square is sometimes referred to as the crossroads of the world, the center of the universe, the heart of the Great White Way, and the heart of the world. One of the world's busiest pedestrian areas, it is also the hub of the Broadway Theater District and a major center of the world's entertainment industry. Times Square is one of the world's most visited tourist attractions, drawing an estimated 50 million visitors annually. Approximately 330,000 people pass through Times Square daily, many of them tourists, while over 460,000 pedestrians walk through Times Square on the busiest days. The Times Square 42nd Street station has consistently ranked as the busiest in the New York City subway system, transporting more than 200,000 passengers daily. Formerly known as the Longacre Square, Times Square was renamed in 1904 after the New York Times moved its headquarters to then newly erected Times Building, now One Times Square. It is the site of the annual New York Eve's Ball Drop, which began on December 31st, 1907, and continues to attract over 1 million visitors to Times Square every year, in addition to a worldwide audience of 1 billion or more on various digital media platforms. Times Square, specifically the intersection of Broadway and 42nd Street, is also the eastern terminus of the Lincoln Highway, the first road across the United States for motorized vehicles. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you at the next one.